Nice. Yeah, I love that book, man. That was the first book that I did too.
I read it every year.
Right?
Every
Yeah.
year.
What's up, good people? This is First Generational Wealth Building, where we focus on transforming our money mindset, our money habits, and our money beliefs. I'm your host, Shanze, aka Zay, and today is episode 3 of my First Gen Wealth Builder series. Now, today we are actually at the building of the person I'm going to be interviewing, Mr. Devie Robertson. He is a 20-year veteran turned entrepreneur. He utilizes real estate to build generational wealth, guys. So I hope you are excited as I am about this interview. And just a quick story. So I met Devie because I was actually working on a real estate deal myself, and he schooled me to a couple of techniques that I could use to try to get the seller to agree. And after that, I just knew he had a wealth of knowledge when it comes to building wealth in the real estate game. So I am so excited about this interview. And without further ado, we're gonna get right into his story.
Yeah, wow, that's a good one, and take me back on that one. So my experience was probably typically like everyone else, 95% of the population. I had a single mom who raised me, and she worked, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs. And so she just taught me that, hey, if you want to make money, you got to go work for it. So it was really giving up time in exchange for the money. So that's all I knew was you had to go to work for it. However, I did, in that process, my first job was to go cut grass. So when I was cutting grass, I was actually making more money than my peers, and I'm talking about 12 up till 14. I was cutting grass, and I was making a little bit more money. So I did know that if you worked hard enough, you can make money. So that was really my start in my relationship with money growing up. I started learning about money. It's funny when I think about this. I really didn't learn money until later, but my first experience with money was going out and working. I joined the Navy, and during that time, I even got to a point where I was managing like $1 million projects and things like that, and still never really learned money. I just knew, hey, you have this money and you budget here and you buy certain things, and that was it. So it wasn't until I actually read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I got introduced to that book, and that led me to network marketing, multi-level marketing, and that's where I started. I was introduced to the concepts of how money was supposed to work and the whole concept of residual income. So that was my introduction to that, and I'm really grateful for that because, again, I had no teachings or no blueprint to follow other than what I got exposed to. Yeah, wow. Pretty much probably like a lot of people, my obstacle was the objection and rejections of other people. When I got into business, when you were doing certain businesses and you're trying to promote yourself and promote your business and you want to share this with other people, people either doubt you or they say that's not going to work, and all these things that most people say. And I had to realize that I was approaching and talking to the wrong people, and they loved me and all that kind of stuff, but they were just the wrong people to be talking to about business because they didn't have that mindset. And so just overcoming that objection or those obstacles with how other people thought when they didn't have a entrepreneur mindset, that was a challenge at first, and I had to overcome that. And when I did that, that's when I saw everything change. Well, my relationship with money now is actually great. Now, let me go back with that. Let me set this part up. So, all my time doing my 20 years in the military, no one sat you down and talked to you about how money works or how money is supposed to flow. We only understand that money it's a reason. It's the reason why we do certain things. And then when I found out that money was actually a tool and time is the reason, now we use that money and put it into circulation. And then when that money is circulating, money will do so many different things for you. So now my relationship is great with money because now I put money out into things. I invested in things, mainly real estate. Of course, that's my gig, but real estate. So I use that money and I create tenants, or I use that money and I invest in a property that we need to fix up. So now that money is being circulated, going through, and then I take that money and then I can put it into other investments that I desire, and then that money now circulates again, and then I put that back into real estate. So my relationship with money is fantastic now because I have a better understanding of how money is supposed to circulate. Yeah, so again, I'm a real estate guy. So my plan is building the wealth. So let me say this like this. My plan to build wealth is also done through my kids. So I'm preparing my kids. I have a son who will be 20 in May, and then my daughter who's 17. And I've already put them on the path of because what I was not taught, teaching them the things that I've learned and putting them on the path of building the wealth. So personally, through real estate, where it's buy and hold type properties where we have tenants in these properties. So that's my retirement. That's what I'll live off of, or when I pass away, that'll be inherited to the kids. Yeah, it's just mainly putting it into real estate and other different things that's going to yield me a great return. However, what's more important for me in building this wealth is leaving that legacy, because it does me no good to build wealth if the generations to come don't reap those benefits. So in building my wealth, it's leaving that legacy. So my kids, I like to tell people, the kids that I'll never ever meet will see this big portrait in this big house that we'll have, and they'll walk up these stairs and they'll see this big portrait, and then it'll be a picture of me looking distinguished. And they'll say, hey, because of Grandpa Devie, we have all of this. Yeah, I would definitely advise anyone at any age that's the first generational wealth builders, get into real estate early as possible. I deal with people who are 18, 19, 20 years old, even my kids who are around that age. And I tell them, get into it now. Because if you think about it, if you start at 18 and 10 years from now, if you just have one real estate property that is cash flowing you $500, and you do that once a year, every year, you'll have a cash flow of $5,000 a month in 10 years. And so that would be amazing if you started at 18. So by the time you're 28, you have more money than probably your parents are making in their 40s and 50s years old. So I would advise them to get into real estate. Now, I know there's other ways to make money and all that kind of stuff, but I'm a real estate guy and I understand it. So I would say get into real estate early and allow the real estate to feed your other investments. And then again, go back to the circulation. So I would definitely advise people to jump into real estate. I'm definitely on Facebook. I'm working on getting on the Twitter and all that other stuff. I don't know all the social media stuff like that. It's funny. I'm saying I'm an old guy now, but I will be 45 here in a few days. So, but the best way to find me is to actually text me, and I'll give you my number. My number is 703-980-6996. You send me a text, I'm more than likely to reply to a text, and then of course you can befriend me on Facebook.
Woo! What an interview, guys. He laid some gems out there for you guys. So please make sure you take advantage and reach out and contact Devie. You have his contact information. I'm also going to put his Facebook information in there. But wow, what an interview, guys. I mean, I am so excited that he was able to share his money story and his wealth building journey with you guys. And as usual, if you like this video, be sure to press that like button as well as the little red button to subscribe to my channel. And until next episode, you know the phrase, stay blessed and peace out.